Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a young couple deeply in love. They would spend their days walking hand in hand through the meadows and forests, talking about their dreams and hopes for the future. One day, as they sat by a babbling brook watching the sunset, the young man turned to his love and said, "My dearest, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" Tears of joy filled her eyes as she said yes, and they embraced each other tightly. From that day on, they were inseparable, and their love only grew stronger with each passing day. Years went by and they grew old together, but their love never faded. They would still take walks through the meadows and forests, holding hands and talking about their memories and all the wonderful moments they had shared. And so they lived happily ever after until the end of their days. As the years went by, the couple's love only grew stronger. They had children and grandchildren, and their home was always filled with laughter and joy. One day, as they sat on their porch watching the sunset, the old man turned to his wife and said, "My love, do you remember when I asked you to marry me all those years ago?" She smiled and took his hand in hers. "Of course I do," she said. "It was the happiest day of my life." He looked into her eyes and said, "And every day since then has been even happier because I have you by my side. I love you more than words can say." Tears welled up in her eyes as she leaned in to kiss him. And as they sat there watching the sunset together, they knew that their love would last for all eternity. As the couple grew older, they never lost their sense of adventure. They traveled the world together, exploring new places and making memories that would last a lifetime. One day, as they stood on a mountaintop watching the sunrise, the old woman turned to her husband and said, "My love, do you remember when we first met?" He smiled and wrapped his arms around her. "Of course I do," he said. "It was the best day of my life." She looked up at him and said, "And every day since then has been even better because I have you by my side. You are my everything." He kissed her forehead and whispered, "I love you more than anything in this world." And as they stood there watching the sunrise together, they knew that their love would never fade. Good night and sweet dreams.